The Foreign Secretary has denied reports that NATO defence ministers have met to draw up plans for a ground invasion of Kosovo. But Robin Cook said the alliance was keeping all options open. This afternoon, the Yugoslav authorities claimed that at least 11 civilians died when NATO bombed a bridge. Serb news reports say 4 NATO bombs fell on or near the bridge in Varvarin in south-central Serbia. The town was reportedly crowded with shoppers and traders, and local sources say there were many cars on the bridge when the warplanes attacked. Well, I'm joined from NATO headquarters in Brussels by our correspondent Hugh Schofield. Hugh, is NATO owning up to this latest mistake?
Yes, I've just received a communique in the last 10 minutes from NATO, which does confirm that NATO planes did attack this highway bridge at Varvarin in southeastern Serbia on a major line of communications, as they put it, into Kosovo, and thus the bridge was, according to them, a designated and legitimate target. 4 planes attacked at about 11 o'clock this morning. All bombs hit home, they say, but of course, as far as civilian casualties are concerned, there's no confirmation here. That's up to reporters on the ground to confirm. All they say here is the general disclaimer that NATO never deliberately attacks civilian targets.
Now, what can you tell us about another report tonight that a group of foreign journalists in Kosovo have come under NATO fire?
Well, there's nothing out of here, but I have seen the reports, and they do seem to be firming up. There are now several of them from different agencies, and they're saying that a convoy carrying a number of Western journalists who were visiting the site of a previous NATO attack came under another attack from an aeroplane. It seems that a driver was killed and that 3 journalists, 1 British, 1 French and 1 Italian, were injured. Now, I think we're going to have to wait till tomorrow morning's briefing before we get any more detail on that. But as I say, several agencies are now carrying this, so it does seem to be have veracity attached to it.
Very briefly, Hugh, we now know from NATO there's been no change of policy on the use of ground troops, but do you get the feeling that there is something developing here?
Well, I mean, here the watchword is very much air, air, air. The ground attack is very much the unmentionable. But it is a very news-managed environment, and I do get the impression that certainly from the British point of view, there's another line coming out which, from these leaks in today's papers, would suggest that a decision might be more imminent than we realise.